And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Here's Irving. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And he had a good look, and Gilgeous-Alexander made it pay off.
On its way from Irving for two. And Hakeem Olajuwon pulls it down. Now Giddey. Great D that time from Irving.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
And Joel Embiid is a giant center. Clark, his size, his arm span. How does his sheer size, do you think, affect the game?
Well, he's a mountain of a man. Not only is he tall, he's wide, and he's deep too, Kevin. In other words, he's hard to get around. And he's also hard to challenge because he's north and south. So, and you factor in his touch. This guy does things that I've not really seen a guy of his size do, particularly when you talk about kitty-patting the dribble and knocking down face-up jumpers all the way out to the three-point line. It should almost be unlawful for a guy north of 3 bills to be doing that.
And here's Weber after Julius Irving just hit the three. The wing jumper off target.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Pass to Embiid. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On its way from Irving for 2. Now here's Embiid. Good, and the assist goes to O'Neal.
Love the confidence from Joel. He gets the ball and knows exactly what he's going to do with it before he gets it.
Weber. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
And here is Giddey after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Here's Olajuwon, and then Olajuwon with the dunk.
Hey, it's inexcusable not putting a body on the king. I mean, you deserve to get cooked when you don't do that.
The shot's good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And stolen by Giddey. No one near Olajuwon as he lets it go. Weber outside. The three-pointer, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Up top, Embiid. And a miss there on the triple. Chicago trails by 3.
How about the floor awareness by Gilgeous-Alexander? Solid at just spotting his open teammate.
And a wide open look for Irving. Off target from three-point range. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Chamberlain a screen. Stolen by George. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Brooklyn leads by only 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
Brooklyn with the ball. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. It's good from long range. Edwards got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Stojakovic with the three. The rebound by Edwards. Brooklyn leading by 4. Edwards on the bounce. Pass to Gilmore. Back to Edwards. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Embiid.
The defensive instincts of Embiid on display there with the deny.
2 on the clock. Here's Edwards. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Edwards got the lead up to 6 now for Brooklyn. Here's Malone. And Malone with the stuff.
That is as powerful a dribble drive as you're going to see from Karl Malone.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Pippen feeling it out a bit. A three-pointer off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Outside Stojakovic. They swipe it. Klingon with the steal. And it's Klingon with the jam.
You can't teach size, right? Klingon is already one of the bigger guys in this league, and you can see him adding another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Malone. Pass to Stojakovic. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Took him no time at all on that one. Duncan's got his first 3 points of the game. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Brooklyn.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
And I think we've also got to talk about the tempo they played with right from the get-go. I mean, they've been deadly in transition, too.
And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Checking in for the away team. Number 5.
The open shot, Edwards. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Edwards got 7 now in this quarter.
I tell you what, Edwards has a really nice, smooth release, and that shot hooked in the moment it left his hand.
Edwards' shot is good.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
And it's denied.
And at 7'2", Klingon is a huge shot-blocking threat. Guys have got to be careful when he's around.
Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Edwards. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Team basketball.
Chicago on defense. Edwards shooting fearlessly from the arc. Malone looking around. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Checking in for the away team. Hakeem Olajuwon. Chris Webber.
Here is Edwards. He's got 10. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Another 3 for Chicago.
Malone has a smooth jumper, but rarely will you see him pull up off the dribble.
Here's Edwards. Rebounded by Malone. Webber outside. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Got it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Brooklyn ahead, leading by just 1. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime. We've got second-half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Chicago. It's a one-point game. For the lead. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Irving. The layup off target. Weber outside. Pass to Chamberlain. Reed with the steal. Here's Embiid. Embiid running the floor.
Not the best of shot selection there, but you know what? You do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Here's Giddey. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Brooklyn leading by 3. To the paint. Here's Reed. Elijah Wan with the block.
Without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Elijah Wan does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
Here's Weber. Julius Irving comes up with the rebound. And here's Brooklyn. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Driving the lane. Here's Beasley. Chris Weber comes up with a rebound. Chicago trails by 3. Pass to Chamberlain. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Chamberlain a screen. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. Nice follow-through on the fadeaway. Edwards got 5 now. And on the way from Irving for 3. Drains the three-pointer.
How about Irving stretching out the defense, making the most of a rare trip behind the arc.
Got that one up quick. Edwards got 5 points now in the quarter.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Kicks it out to Beasley. Outside Irving. 5 on the clock. To the middle. Embiid throws it down.
Embiid knows how to bully his way into position for the putback.
Pass to Weber. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Beasley. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the game. Free throw good from Weber.
And how unique is Weber? A smooth shooting big man with some sick handles.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new grouping. Weber hits them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Ball surveying the defense. Here's Irving. The putback. Rebounded by Malone. Chicago trailing here. For the lead. No good on that one. We've seen them struggle on the half-court offense.
I had a coach that once told me sometimes guys just try to self-will it too much. Whether it's getting out on the break or scoring in the half-court, you got to do it as a unit.
Embiid with it. Klingon defending. Right side Irving. And the wing jumper offline.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
And moving with such speed, the quickness of SGA's drives, something to admire.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
All right. For your dance team, give it up.
32 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside Edwards. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Chicago leading. Three-pointer, Stojakovic. Sinks the triple. Stojakovic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And Stojakovic, a super sniper. He can knock it down from anywhere, but the 3-ball is his specialty.
Hey, yo, right here. Outside Edwards. Going inside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He goes on Donovan Klinger. This is his first free throw of the game. And Edwards drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Chicago leads by 2. And we'll be back right after this. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Brooklyn. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Inside, Chamberlain. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Hey, we all know this. It's no secret. I mean, one of the areas of Wilt's game that's below average is free throw shooting.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Outside Thomas. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. 4 on the clock. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's O'Neal. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
Nice recognition from O'Neal, making sure he got off a quality shot.
And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
Phenomenal work on the defensive end so far. That stands out the most. They've made it their mission to block shots and make things hard for the opposition.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Anthony Edwards is a classic 2-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
Here's Giddey. Back to Chamberlain. Top of the key, Giddey. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. That shot is off. Excellent D from Thomas. Brooklyn trails by 3. Here's O'Neal. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Giddey with it. To Chamberlain. Here's Stojakovic. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain. Stojakovic has got the lead up to 5 now for Chicago. Here's Shaq. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Embiid.
Shaq, such a beast inside, which is why defenders elect to foul him there.
O'Neal. Stepping the line with 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
Edwards with it. He's picked up by O'Neal.
Great use of the dribble drive by Edwards there, earning himself a trip to the line.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And Brooklyn making a change here. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a two-possession game.
From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Ever outside. We've got 1:23 left in the game. Basket good. And Chicago leads by 7.
Comfortable operating close inside. Weber sizing up the defense there and understands how to finish. It's all